Hey, how's it going, guys? Tech Steve here. And you probably realize I haven't been uploading a lot of TV videos. The main reason is a lot of the things I do behind camera, you guys don't see. So there's a lot of process to getting products, cleaning things up, selling things, database, emails. There's a lot going on. So I've been organizing everything because next year I'm planning a big move, and you'll be the first one to know when that happens. But with that being said, we're going to compare some of the older TVs that I have in the next few videos, and I'll mix it up with some newer stuff as well. And we're talking about budget price televisions because at the end of the day, that's what the average person buys. So today I came across a Samsung AU8000 2021 model, but still pretty good. And we're going to compare it against the newer 2023 CU8000 and see what the difference is. Did Samsung make some improvements? Did they take a step behind? On this video, we're going to find out which TV is still the best to buy right now. Starting off with the AU8000. So if you're looking for a basic television, this is a step above the standard 7000 series from Samsung. So it's not going to give you that QLED technology, but it has features like the Crystal UHD processor, supports Apple AirPlay and ambient mode. And this was the beginning of the new design for Samsung. It has the really thin bezeled edges on it. It has the feet that you can raise up and down to adjust it. It also had this Samsung logo that was moved over to the side of the television. Now on the back of this TV, it will support 3 HDMI inputs. It also has a USB, ATSC tuner, and you do have access to Samsung TV Plus, so you can watch streaming channels and get some type of content even if you don't have an antenna plugged into it. In my opinion, if you're looking for a budget television, I still think the AU8000 is the way to go. Now here's a note, if you was international, you did get an update called the BU8000, but here in the United States, we didn't receive that television. So in the comment section, you already know the answer. Now when it comes to the CU8000, which is the newest and greatest for the Samsung at the time of this video, I was looking for some major changes since 2 years have passed. But to my surprise, it still has the adjustable feet at the bottom, still has the thin bezels, and the TV overall looks like the same model. If you look on the back of it, there is still 3 HDMI inputs, a fiber optic output, as well as a USB input and an ATSC tuner. But there is a major difference between the televisions, and that's the operating system. You see, the AU8000 has a software called Tizen 6.0. This is one of the standards that Samsung used for years. You have access to your app store, you have the internet browser, you have access to all the different things that Samsung has to offer on their mobile devices, such as Samsung Health. But when the CU8000 came out, they launched a whole new operating system called Tizen 7.0. Now the interface changed by giving you these tabs on the side of the television so you can choose from your gaming menus, connectivity, your media, and you had access to everything from the home screen. The only thing is I find it to be a little complicated for the average user, and a lot of people want to disable some of these features, but unfortunately that's something that you just don't have access to. Now if you're a movie fan, you're probably wondering how these TVs performed. Well, I pulled up Disney Plus. What really stands out to me on this demo is that the AU8000 is outperforming the CU8000. As you can see, it has better shadow details, it also has better colors, and in my opinion, I just think that it has better contrast overall. But keep in mind, this is a recording, so I just used the factory settings in both TVs in movie mode, and these are the results that I got. So I wasn't impressed with the black levels on the CU8000 in comparison. Now there's several ways that I personally watch TV, but YouTube TV is one of them. And I'm going to recommend, if you buy a newer TV, you might want to consider a streaming device to get better resolution out of your television, just because technology is changing. With that being said, the color differences between these two TVs are almost similar, but I can just notice on the AU8000, the grass appears a lot more greener to me, and I can say that it has a little bit more details than the CU8000. But if you have an opinion about it, leave a comment below because I'd love to hear what you think. For that demo, I have both of these TVs in gaming mode, and keep in mind these TVs don't have that new Samsung gaming bar, but at least you get auto low latency. Now these TVs don't support Dolby Vision whatsoever. Samsung does not support Dolby Vision, but I want you guys to take a look at this next demo and let me know, is the AU8000 too blue or is it the correct color? Still can't figure that part out about that extra blue, but I think Samsungs are known to have a little bit more blue in their content. Now, I will tell you that both of these TVs are 60 hertz. So you might see something on the box that says 120 hertz. Now, the problem is that a lot of people think the 120 hertz is for gaming, but at the end of the day, the 60 hertz is the native panel rate. 120 hertz is motion rate. So what that means, if you're watching a movie that's filmed in 24 frames per second, just like every movie on the market, it uses that extra hertz to clean up the movie resolution. But if you plug in a gaming console like an Xbox Series X or a PS5, you're only going to get 60 hertz maximum. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the AU8000. Overall, you're going to get a great picture on this television, but as we dive a little bit deeper into some of the picture demos, I will tell you that you will get a little bit of vignetting around the edges. Also, I did this starfield test, and the one thing that stand out to me is that you're definitely going to be able to see the backlights. Now, when it comes to motion, I will tell you it's not the smoothest TV that I ever saw. In fact, at 24 frames per second, you will see that it will show a lot of judder, and that's why the picture looks a little bit choppy. But again, some of these things you can go into the menu system and adjust. However, I will say it does a fairly good job with gradient content, and that's going to be great for watching old movies and things like that to smooth everything out. Now, the last feature that I want to tell you that they took out of the new Tizen 7.0 is that if you use the voice command on this television, it still supports your Google, Alexa, and Bixby, where on the newer Tizen 7.0, it only supports Alexa and Bixby. So they removed Google for some reason. Just like the AU8000, the CU8000 does have some vignetting around the edges. And it was pretty interesting when I pulled up the starfield test on this television. It just seems like I can still see those backlights shining right through. Again, this is a recording. Now, the motion on this television is much smoother than the AU8000. In fact, when I was playing some of the demos on here, it gets that soap opera effect that some of you guys don't like. But again, you can go into the menu and adjust some of these features. And the gradient is good, but I still feel that the AU8000 slightly edges it out. There's a lot of changes that happen with the Tizen 7.0, and I will tell you that the CU8000 now has multi-view. So what that means is that you can take this television and you can run two signals at the same time. For example, you can take a webcam and plug it into the television and you can see yourself, so that's great for exercising. Or you can play your phone on one side of the television while watching a YouTube video. In addition to that, the new Tizen 7.0 has a new workspace, so you can log into some of your favorite office suites and see it right there on your television. So for a lot of people, that's definitely an improvement when it comes to functionality. And the last thing I want to mention is viewing angles. I will tell you that both of these TVs use vertical alignment panels, which is VA. So they're going to look really good if you're sitting right in front of them. But if you get over to the side, you're going to lose some of the colors and details. So the question is, which TV should you get in 2023? Well, this is my ranking. I'm going to give the AU8000 a solid 8, and I'm going to give the CU8000 a 7. And the reason is, it's just overall picture quality. I just felt like the AU8000 picture had better contrast, better colors. One thing it did lack was motion, but it made up for it in other ways. Now, I do like the functionality of the new CU8000, having the multi-view and a few other features on it, but at the end of the day, the picture is what's important to you and for me. I'm Tech Steve. If you guys are interested, I'll leave all the links in the description below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.